Good morning. Welcome back to Open Med School. I am Dr. Andrews, Professor of Medicine and Consultant Neurologist. Today I will be discussing about blood groups in a simplified manner. This is mainly for the MH students. Blood is not same in all individuals. Even though blood is red in color, it's a tissue and it is different in different individuals. And so blood transfusion can be dangerous and fatal if the same type of blood is not transfused. So what is blood group? So blood in people are grouped into different classes. This is based on antigens present on RBCs. So take this is the red blood cell. It has got certain antigens. Antigen is anything that can produce a antibody response. That is something that can react against the antigen. So RBCs contain certain antigens on the RBC. And the plasma of the patient contains antibodies to certain antigens on the RBCs. I will come to that. That is a basic concept. So what is this antigen on the RBC? There are certain protein molecules. They are the antigens. So here you can see the RBC, there is antigens are there and there are antibodies in the plasma. So plasma contains antibody and the antigens on the RBC's surface. So as mentioned, antigens are located on the surface of the RBC. So here you can see antibodies are in the blood plasma and it will attack foreign antigens. Suppose an antigen that was not present on the RBC, another cell comes, another RBC from another person comes and it has got a different antigen. This antibody will react with that. Hope this point is clear. So on the RBC there are antigens, in the plasma there are antibodies. So when there is an antigen on the surface of an RBC, antibodies against that antigen is not there in that person's plasma. Hope this distinction is clear to you. Again, remember these antigens are present in wide variety of tissues and other biological fluids such as saliva, milk, seminal fluid, urine, and even in gastric juice. So the blood group antigens are present in variety of other tissues, not only on RBCs. There are mainly two major blood group systems. One is called the ABO, that is very all of us know. Second is the RH type. So these are the two types of blood group systems. We'll come to that. There is one is the ABO system, second is the RH system. So first we think about the ABO blood type systems. This is a major type of classification. The ABO is the major type. So it's mainly depending upon these antigens. We divide the cells into four main types. So one is the blood group A blood, B blood, AB blood, and neutral or O blood. Sometimes it is called 0. So type A blood or A group means A type of molecules are present on the red blood cells. So the antigens on A blood group is a antigen. Likewise in the B type of blood it is the B antigen, and in the AB type both types A and B, both types of antigens are present. When A antigen and B antigen are present on the surface of the RBC, it is AB group. O group means neither. There is no A antigen, no B antigen. Hope it is clear. The blood group antigen is sometimes called, or it is a carbohydrate molecule on the surface of the RBC, and that determines the ABO system. So when you are doing the principle of blood grouping, so we are dividing the blood into A group, B group, AB group and O group. This is by doing the blood grouping test. So let us go in the principle of this grouping test. So think that this is an RBC which contains B antigen on the surface of the RBC. We are giving antibodies to this RBC. So you take the blood and into the blood you give antibody. So these antibodies are anti-A, anti-B. So when you are adding this, so here you think that this is a B type and you add the anti-B. So I have already told you that these antibodies are present in the serum. So in a patient who has got an antibody to B type of antigen is added, what will happen? This will clump together. So this antibody will attach to the RBC. These RBCs will combine together and this is seen like this. So they say clumping, and this is how you identify that this blood group is B positive. Suppose you are adding anti-B, anti-A, if it clumps, that blood is A type. If when this anti-A and anti-B is added, the blood is not coagulating or clump, the RBCs are not getting together, that means there is no antigen A or B on the RBC, and such blood is called O group. Hope this point is clear. So the point to be remembered is that in A patient, blood group A, there is no anti-A, but there will be anti-B in their serum. Same way in a B group blood, there is no anti-B in the patient's plasma, but there is anti-A is there. So this is just for the completion's sake. So when you are doing the test, this is how the result comes. So you can see anti-A is added, anti-B is added. In both type the blood clumps together. It is AB group. Suppose that when you add the anti-A, it clumps, it is A group. When you are adding anti-B, it clumps and produces hemolysis, it is B type. When it is added, neither of them produces hemolysis or clumping together, it is a O group. Hope it is clear to you. So I have already told you there is one more system which is commonly in use. It is the RH group. The RH antigen is called the D antigen. So we have said about the A antigen, B antigen, there is a D antigen. D antigen is the RH. When the D antigen is present, it is RH positive. Suppose a person has got a A group blood and the D antigen is present, it is called A positive. Same way it can be B positive or B negative, AB positive or AB negative. Hope the terms of A positive, B positive, AB positive, O positive, O negative is clear to you. So the RH is rhesus blood group. It was first studied in rhesus monkeys. This is the second most significant blood group system in human, especially for transfusion. So 80% of the population has got this RH positivity or the D antigen is positive. 20% is RH negative. I already explained the various groups: A positive, A negative, B positive, B negative, AB positive, AB negative, O positive, O negative. So in blood donation, there should be compatibility. That is only when the blood is compatible, you can transfuse to another person. So O blood is called universal donor and AB positive is called universal recipient. Especially O negative is universal donor. We'll come to that. So here you can see that the O blood, it has got neither, the RBC has got no A antigen, it has got no B antigen. So this blood can be given to A group, it can be given to B group because their serum, this RBC doesn't contain the, not a serum, the RBC has got no A antigen or B antigen. So if you are transfusing to an A group, A blood group person, the A blood group person has got anti-B in that serum. It will react with the cell if it was a B group blood is given. So here the O group blood has got neither A antigen or B antigen. So the anti-B in the A group blood cannot or will not react with the RBC. Same way, if you give the blood to the B group blood person, the anti-A in that person will not react with the O blood because there is no A antigen there. Hope you understood the reason O is called a universal donor, because A group blood or RBC has neither A or B antigen on the surface. So in the serum of the patient, the antibodies cannot react with the antigens. Okay. So O is a universal donor. So take the AB group of person. AB person can take A group blood, B group blood. So they are called a universal recipient. Even though it is said like that, it is not being routinely done. Only after cross-matching essential conditions you will give it. Hope you understood the point why O is called a universal donor. Okay, so in a AB patient, when the B RBCs are given, as this person's serum doesn't or blood doesn't contain anti-B, we can safely give. Same way in an AB positive AB patient, you can give A RBC because the serum doesn't contain anti-A. So AB group blood doesn't contain anti-A or anti-B. So the rule is that when one antigen is present on the RBC, antibody against that antigen will not be there in the patient's blood. So AB blood group patient has got no anti-A or anti-B, so they can receive A group blood and B group blood. Hope it is clear to you. So what is the importance of this blood group? Why are you interested? One is safe transfusion, second in pregnancy, then in organ transplant. All these are important. So right blood saves the lives of the right patient. So one more additional point regarding the RH group. Again, when you are giving blood transfusion, this should be compatible. A group patient can receive only if it is an A positive, we can ideally give only A positive blood. A person with RH positive, for example, A positive, they can receive blood from a person with RH negative blood without any problem. But again, the RH negative is less common and usually we don't do it. So usually you cross match and then only transfuse the blood. A person with RH negative blood can develop RH antibodies if receives blood from a person with RH positive blood. It can trigger the formation of antibodies. Hope it is clear. A person who is negative, A or B negative person can receive a A or B negative blood. Suppose they develop a positive blood, this in the serum antibodies will be developed against that RH. Hope you understood. I will repeat. RH positive person can receive RH negative blood, but a negative person receiving a RH positive blood, the person will develop antibodies against the RH antigen. You might have heard about jaundice developing in newborn. When an RH negative mother has got a child who is RH positive, the child will develop jaundice, especially during subsequent pregnancies. This is called the hemolytic disease of the newborn, otherwise called erythroblastosis fetalis. I will explain this. Mother is RH negative, father is RH positive, and the fetus is RH positive. Suppose it happens like this. In the first pregnancy, some of the RBCs of the fetus will enter the maternal circulation and it will produce an antibody response in the blood of the mother. This will not produce much harm because the RBCs enter the maternal circulation only during the delivery time. But in second pregnancy, the mother has already produced the anti-RH antibodies or immunoglobulins. This will cross the plasma, or the placenta, and reach the fetus. So in the cell is, suppose the second pregnancy is RH positive, this antibody will attach to this RBCs and RBCs will get destroyed. It produces hemolysis. And when the hemolysis occurs, the child develops jaundice. This is called the hemolytic disease of the newborn or erythroblastosis fetalis. That is why RH testing is important in pregnancy. Hope you understood the blood groups, ABO type, RH, the compatibility issues, and the hemolytic disease of the newborn.